Hello, I'm Alice from Rock Paper Shotgun, and I'm here to talk at you once more about a game I think you should pick up. This week's You Should Be Playing is brought to you by the feeling of, I want to immerse myself in a story-driven game, but also don't want to spend too much time on it. Also, it comes at the impressive price of free. Today, I'm going to be talking at you about Marie's Room. It's a game that was released earlier this year in April and seems like it could be a prologue to something bigger. I certainly hope so anyway, as you'll find out. It's an incredibly short game. It took me under an hour to complete, and there are no save features, so it's a definite one-sitting game. But it's such an interesting tale that I think it should be on your radar. A story of an unconventional friendship told through memories. While you're here, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Rock Paper Shotgun and ding the bell to stay up to date with our videos. We like to uncover hidden gems, chat to you about upcoming games and do fun little let's plays. We're a wholesome channel full of wholesome characters, just like this game. Kinda. In a way that will definitely appeal to fans of Gone Home and Life is Strange, Marie's Room is a beautiful looking game about a girl, Kelsey, going back to her childhood friend's old home. Kelsey is wandering around an empty house full of pictures of people you don't know. You don't know them yet, anyway, but you'll soon discover who they are and what they mean to you as the story progresses. After stepping into Marie's virtually empty room and finding her journal, you're transported back in time 20 years, where her room becomes populated with fairy lights, posters, and all the usual trimmings of a teenage girl's room. Being a short game, this is probably going to be a relatively short video. That being said, I'm super glad I found this game on Steam. It's something I've heard murmurings of but never really took the time to look into. I love the acoustic music and the beautiful autumnal tones, and the fact that it's full of memories and moments that you can almost relate to. If you like story-driven games with an almost non-existent barrier to entry, then Marie's Room is a lovely stroll in the park that you can complete in an evening or even on a lunch break. It's your task to find out why Kelsey is in Marie's Room. Kelsey knows, of course, but you don't. Exploring Marie's Room doesn't have any particular set path, so the story doesn't come through in a linear way. When Kelsey finds an object, you hear her perspective first, before having to go to Marie's journal to see how she felt about a similar moment in time relating to that object. When Kelsey inspects an item, the screen letterboxes and becomes cinematic in style, making you want to pause and listen to her reflection. During these moments you can move away, stop listening, or listen to all of what she says while this plays out. To understand Marie's side of the story, you're able to go back to her journal after each new discovery, or you could go back in short bursts. The game is played how you want it to be played, and I really like that about it. There are only two things you can't quite get to straight away. One is a locked case, and the other is Marie's computer. Some extra exploring will help you get into both, one being far more easy to figure out than the other. There are some lovely touches to this game that make you feel like you're in someone's real story. From the La La Land cinema ticket to the kitten gif on Marie's desktop, how different is this room to a lot of girls of this age in this year? The vinyl collection, her mobile phone, and impossibly high heels. It is a genuine transportation to a teenage girl's room. I'm guessing, anyway. I'm no longer a teenager. Nor do I break into random teenagers' rooms, but I can't help but feel a personal connection to this place. There are a lot of lovely memories that Marie writes about, that Kelsey would perhaps rather forget, and some memories that Kelsey holds dearly to her heart. To begin with, it seems that perhaps it would be impossible for Kelsey and Marie to be friends. But as the story progresses, it is clear that they have a friendship and a bond that can be yanked and stretched to its limits and still pull through. Being a gawky, awkward teenager is hard, and keeping valuable friendships alive while still trying to figure yourself out, let alone anyone else, is even more difficult. It is an unlikely friendship between a girl who just wants to help the world and a girl who thinks she's tough enough to be left to her own devices. It's really easy to feel empathy towards some of the things they go through together, or how they responded to a particular argument, comment, or school moment. And it's that connection to real life that made me feel like I was listening to real life accounts from real life friends. Reminiscing over that one time, or many times in this case, they had a massive disagreement and ended up falling out for what seemed like forever before rekindling their friendship and being better friends than ever. There were points in this story where I was genuinely concerned about what Marie was going through, and I had no idea why she would want to be friends with someone like Kelsey. And you have to think, the writing's gotta be impressive if they can make you doubt and even dislike the character you're playing as. The incredible voice acting lends a hand to this too, of course. Kelsey's voice is soft and soothing, and despite her coming across as a bully in some of Marie's words, it's oddly relaxing.
Why didn't you tell me, Marie? No wonder you were so frightened.
I'm just brushing along the surface here as I don't want to spoil too much. And it being a short game means it would be very easy to spoil. It has the character and depth that many games these days give you. But this is all balled up into one single hour, one single playthrough, and yet it doesn't feel rushed. Until it gets to the ending, the pacing of this game is totally up to you. The ending is the only thing that felt a little off to me, a little rushed, like it needed to be completely spelled out to the player exactly what happened, in a way that hadn't yet been introduced in the game. It was a little jarring, but it gave a rounded conclusion to a game that perhaps some people wouldn't have got to through subtle hints. Despite the conclusion being a bit bizarre, when you're leaving Marie's family home, you leave knowing Marie and Kelsey like they're your real life friends, and knowing who all the people in the pictures are and why they matter to the story. You entered this game as a complete outsider, a stranger, and you leave with a deeper understanding about why all of this matters to Kelsey. Marie's Room is a game that makes you reflect on your own life, decisions, and relationships. It's not a game about you, but it is very much a game that makes you reminisce about your own life, your own teenage years, those stupid mistakes, and those things you said when you were a teenager that still keep you up at night in your mid-20s. No? Just me then. Marie's Room gave me a sense of nostalgia, and I've never properly felt that in a game before. Gone Home came pretty close to this feeling, but Marie's Room hits the nail on the head. It's a feeling that makes me both uncomfortable, but it also makes me feel safe. As I've said, it being a short game makes it hard to go into the story and the depth of it. And it's hard to believe that a game you can finish in under an hour can have such a depth and make you feel so many emotions. It's for this reason I think every one of you should have a poke around inside. It won't take you very long, and it's a lesson in friendship. A reminder that we should be our best selves to one another and not take each other's actions for granted. And you know who else you shouldn't take for granted? Us, here at Rock Paper Shotgun. So why not go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ding the bell for updates. We really don't like to ask, but if we don't appreciate one another, things can go sour, as you'll learn in Marie's Room. Do let us know in the comments if you've played it, or if you're thinking of picking it up, or give us some other suggestions of lovely games we should play. While you're here, why not check out some of our other recent videos? We have a few recent live streams on our channel from EGX, or a whole playlist of more you should be playings. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again with more of the good stuff soon. Bye for now!